market open. Right on cue, we have first trades coming up. The Nifty is starting at about 22,600. So that's a higher start. The Sensex is higher as well. It's a good start once again. 40 points is what that translates into for the Nifty. The Bank Nifty is up about 100 points. We're at about 48,590. Mid-cap index is up 100. The small cap index is also starting high. Mid-cap index is up 0.25%. And you got the small cap index also up about in that area, 0.5% actually. So that is doing better right now. So good start. And I'm assuming it's going to be a lot about stocks. So let's go across to Sonia, who has that. Sonia.
Well, thanks a lot for that. The first reaction, of course, will be of Bajaj Finance, right? So let's see how that one's doing right now. In pre-opening, Bajaj Finance was down almost about 5%. There's definitely some pressure on the margins. In fact, the company is guided for pressure on margins in the first half of FY25 as well. So Bajaj Finance down 5.5%. That's a big accident in trade this morning. Let's move on to Tech Mahindra. Look at the move there, 6.5% higher on Tech Mahindra. The revenues were a beat. The margins were in line with estimates. So the street definitely likes what they see, up 6.5%. L&T Tech, strong revenue growth is what we've seen, but the margins disappointed. So that's quite an adverse reaction that you're seeing on L&T Tech this morning. Mphasis had a healthy Q4. The constant currency revenue growth was 2.1% quarter on quarter. Looking pretty good on Mphasis, up almost about 4%. Olectra Green Tech is another stock. It was a darling of investors, but not looking good in terms of earnings. Revenues are down almost 23%. The margins are down 140 basis points year on year. So big knockdown, slam dunk on Olectra Green Tech this morning. Let's look at Cyient. It's been a soft quarter for them. The dollar revenues were up about 2.4% at $224 million. So the street is also not reacting too much, up just about 1%. And then you have a couple of earnings, right? There's Maruti, there's HCL Tech later today, and then you have ICICI Bank's earnings tomorrow. So the street is definitely going to look at that. But all in all, you'd have to say it's not a bad opening at all. Just look at this plate here, 22,600 on the Nifty. We've been moving, steady state over the last many days, just hanging on to the consolidating with a positive bias. And the advanced decline ratio right up here is the one that you need to, focus on very closely. The broader market participation has gone up quite a bit. Back to you.
All right, Sonia, thanks a lot for that. Well, the tech stocks, clearly they're taking center stage. You have L&T Tech Services. That one's the biggest loser, down close to 8%. On the flip side, you have Tech Mahindra. That's up close to around 8%. So, big moves in opposite directions on both those two. Bajaj Finance, as Abhishek told us, there are some concerns on that front. So that's why that stock has opened up lower as well. A few more names that are moving quite well. Vectors, that stock is up close to 8%. Big up move is what we're seeing on that one. Volumes as well picking up out there. Kalyani Steel is the other one that's up close to around 5%. So big up move out there. The stock saw a bit of a correction, but now it's resumed its upward trajectory. And Jai Balaji, we don't talk about this name too much. 1 year ago, the stock was 50 rupees. Now it is more than 1,000 rupees. Came out with a set of numbers. On a sequential basis, there was a bit of a dip. But we'll try to get in the management later today and try to pose some questions to them. So that stock as well is up close to around 5%. UTI AMC, let's pull up that stock. They declared a dividend of more than 40 rupees besides the number. So I think UTI AMC as well has opened up with a good gain of around 3.5%. Good start to trade, guys.
Hindustan Copper is another one, right? 3% higher, 392. It's got very large volumes right now as well. So that's another name. Aavas Financiers is starting about 3% higher. So just a few other names before we go further. And that stock's at about 1650. There is Mphasis, and we'll just have the management with us in just a bit from now. 4% higher, 2320 on Mphasis is where we're at. Power India had a very large move yesterday, and there was that Goldman Sachs note I think about a week ago, 2% higher, 9480 on that name. Bector Foods had an up move yesterday. It's up 9%, 10% actually, 1263 on Bector Foods, and it's coming up with large volumes for this point of the day. CRISIL is up about 5%. This is another one which has got very large volumes as well. Brigade Enterprises is up about 4.5%. Saregama is up about 4% or so. So this is, a summary list of what's really moving as we start this session. The big volume-led gainer, the biggest actually is Idea. It's down about 2.5%, cooling off to about 1355. And of course, the others we mentioned, Bajaj and LTTS, etc. LTTS down a full 9%. Again, another company you will hear from here, on the channel in just a bit from now. Bajaj Finserv is down about 2.6% as well. And you've got something like a Aster DM, had a move yesterday. It's down about 3.5% right now as well. So that's the market for you. I mean, the Nifty's cooled off. It's up about 15 points or so as things stand.